Everyone in this house is asleep. And this guy, he gets a hammer and he goes over to his friend's bed where she's sleeping and he swings it down on her as hard as he can. Now, the guy's name is Sam. He's 20. He actually goes by the name Psycho Sam because he's an aspiring rapper in the horrorcore genre. Horrorcore is, of course, a subgenre of rap that sucks. Anyway, one day, Sam, he meets this girl online, and her name's Emma. Now, Emma is only 16, but she's super into horrorcore, and she likes Sam's raps, and he seems pretty cool, and eventually they start dating. But, unfortunately, they live on opposite sides of the country, so their whole relationship is online. Now, these two online date for about a year, and things are going well. They're really into each other, he's saying, "I love you," it's adorable. Then one day, they finally see an opportunity to meet up in person. There's a horrorcore festival happening a few states away from Emma that they can meet up and go to. So boom, it's on, and Sam flies all the way from California to Virginia where Emma lives to meet her. And when he gets there, he gets off the plane and he sees her, and she's beautiful, she's got cool pink hair. I mean, these two are about to have a great time. No, they're not. Because the moment Emma sees Sam, she's very disappointed. But he's really different from his photos. He isn't actually this cool, badass horrorcore rap guy. In reality, he's really shy and kind of immature, and honestly, she just doesn't find him very good looking. And she's polite and everything, but poor Sam. He knows she's disappointed. He can see it on her face. Regardless, from there, they go and they meet up with Emma's friend, who we'll call Sidekick. And then all three of them get ready to go to the show. Then Emma's mom and Emma's dad, who we'll just call Emma's mom and Emma's dad, they drive the three of them out to this horrorcore music festival. So they get to the festival, and the music's good, and a lot of their online friends are there, and Sam wants to spend time with Emma, but still, Emma's not really feeling him. And this is upsetting for Sam. And it's not long before they get into a fight. And I guess this fight is really bad, because Emma ends up breaking it off with Sam. And this just destroys him. He's devastated. So eventually the concert ends, and Emma's mom and dad drive them to Emma's mom's house. Then Emma's dad leaves because they don't actually live together. Emma's mom and dad are divorced. So now you got Sam, Emma, Sidekick, and Emma's mom all in this house. And Sam plans to stay a few more days, and then he's gonna fly back home. But, quietly, Sam has been stewing this whole time. So they all go to bed, and they're in separate rooms. And Sam, he's just lying there, and he's pissed off. I mean, he loves this girl, and now she wants nothing to do with him. And later, around 3 a.m., he's still up, and everyone else is asleep. And he gets up, and he searches the house, and he finds a ball-peen hammer. And then he creeps over to the couch where Sidekick is sleeping. He's so angry about the whole situation, he swings the hammer down on her, and it unalives her instantly, before she can even wake up. Then he goes upstairs where Emma's mom is sleeping, and he does the same thing to her. And finally, he creeps over into Emma's room, and she's there sleeping peacefully, and he does the same thing to her. Then a few days go by, and Sam is still there in the house with the bodies. Now, Sidekick's mom, who we'll just call Sidekick's mom, she hasn't been able to get a hold of Sidekick for a few days, and she's getting worried. So she calls police to go over there to do a welfare check on her. Then police show up to Emma's house, and they knock, and Sam answers the door. But officers, I guess, don't see or smell anything wrong. So they just ask him a few questions, and then they leave. But Sidekick's mom is not satisfied with this. She knows something's wrong. So she calls Emma's dad, and she asks him to go over there and check. And Emma's dad's like, "Sure, I'll go over there and check on him." So Emma's dad drives all the way over to his ex-wife's house, and then he walks in the front door, and he doesn't see anything wrong. It's super quiet. Then suddenly, Sam sneaks up behind him with the hammer, and pow! Right in the back of the head. And of course, Emma's dad doesn't survive that attack. Then Sam grabs Emma's dad's car keys, and he steals his car and he drives it to the airport. Now, I'm not exactly sure how this happened, but on his way to the airport, somehow, Sam veers off the road and gets the car stuck in a ditch. So then a police officer and a tow truck driver show up to tow him. And the officer writes him a ticket for crashing his car in the ditch, but whatever. The tow truck driver ends up giving him a ride to the airport. Meanwhile, Sidekick's mom is still at home, and she's still freaking out. Because now she hasn't heard from Emma's dad in a while, so she calls the police again. And police are like, "Fine, we'll go over there again." And police go back to Emma's house to do a second welfare check, and they get there, and this time it immediately smells like bodies. So immediately police call this in, like, "Okay, we're looking for this Psycho Sam guy." And the officer who wrote Sam the ticket for crashing the car in the ditch is like, "Hey, I think I just wrote that guy a ticket for crashing his car in the ditch." So police rush to the airport, and they find Sam there, sleeping in the terminal, waiting for his flight. So they arrest him, here's his mugshot, and then Sam goes to trial, he pleads guilty, and he gets life. Anyway, here's some of his music.